That was crazy. I was like,
my thumbnail. My thumbnail.
Bass.
Boom. There's like this thing I feel.
We're starting.
No, this is the episode.
Oh, what? Oh, wait, what?
There's like this thing I feel every time the episode starts, like this weird anticipation of what you're gonna sing, and I don't know if it's like a good or bad anticipation.
I'm gonna keep it light today. Some Drizzy Drake. We going back to back. You know what I'm saying?
Did you do that already?
No, I did Meek Mill's reference of that song. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary.
You did that one,
but
yep.
It's a reference to this song. We are back to back. Here we go. We are back. Episode 17, Dysfunctional Family. Before we get into the sode, please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. What?
Podding and sode. Can we just say the word? Podcast
She's
episode.
Tight.
I don't like these abbreviations.
She is tight right now. Listen, we are thankful forever and always for our support.
Indebted.
Can we not with the singing interruptions?
They like when I sing. They like when
we
I
might
sing.
have new people watching, so you don't know that they like.
I know.
Singing.
I know. Y'all know. I know. Y'all know.
My name is Dashawn. This is my wife Amanda.
Yeah, that's
We've been married this March. We'll make 8 years, and we just like to pod about the functionality and the dysfunctionality of our relationship and of our parenting. And we like to share that with you. So welcome to our podcast. What'd I do?
You gonna do that?
Did what? But what did I do? I really don't know what I did.
Watch the episode back. Wow.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 17. Today, hoy, we are scoffing about... I gotta sprinkle a little Espanol in. We are scoffing about parental guilt. It's a big one.
Please
it's a big
stop
one.
with the bombs. Please.
They like that
bombs.
too.
Listen, first of all, because we're on like our second or third point, but third of all, happy Black Heritage Month. Someone call it Black History. I know it's the shortest month of the year, and I know we should be celebrated every month of the year for the contributions we've made to this country. However, I think because it is February, we do want to shout out all of our people. Listen, we're going to try as parents, we're going to try to package this episode in honor of Black History Month because being a Black parent, especially in this nation, it has a lot of implications, a lot of historical implications to it. So I think when we talk about parental guilt, we got to go into some history. But before we get there, we always start with an anecdote. So the other day, right?
This is going to be a good one, y'all.
The other day, let me tell you something. When I say thrown off guard, I was so thrown off guard by something Amanda did. It's late, right? So she's not feeling well, not like physically, she was fine, but like her eye was giving her pain because for some reason she had a sty, right? And it was like heavy, like eye almost closed. And it was just like giving her a lot of pain. So I'm like, we were about to like get ready to watch our nightly Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
So we are like, okay, Ozark just came back. Shout out to Ozark. We're like, okay, let's check out the new season. So I say to her, you don't look well. You look like you're tired or in a lot of pain. Why don't we just go to bed? It's not going to make a big difference. The game was on, so I'm like, I could watch, the Lakers was getting smacked by somebody. I don't know who they was losing to.
Themselves.
But oh, snap. So, okay. So the Lakers, we got to get some bombs for you because I don't like, Anyway, so the Lakers were losing to somebody. So I'm like, I could just watch the game and, I can massage your feet or something. Like, we can chill. We don't have to watch a show. But we watch shows nightly, even if it's one episode or half an episode, just to create time for ourselves. No matter how long our day was, we try to watch a show. But she just looked out of it with the sty and everything, and eye was all heavy and head was hurting. And I'm just like, yo, just chill, go to bed, lay down. So I turn her and tell her, like, it's fine, it's no pressure. I'm not gonna be like upset, like I feel like you quit on me. And she started crying. Yo, I was like,
well, I committed first. I said yes. I agreed to watch. And then he was like, all right, cool. Let this play finish or something. Like, he needed like 2 minutes for whatever was happening in the game. He wanted like another 2 minutes.
Forget all that. It matters. No, it doesn't. She starts crying. But like, when I say crying, I don't mean like, little water eyes.
No,
I mean,
it was a little bit.
No. Tears were falling down the eyes.
But it wasn't like I was boo-hooing.
Okay,
it was just
we can meet there in the middle.
It was a little trickle.
We can meet there in the middle. It's not a trickle once it starts. Once it starts coming down the face, I no longer consider that a trickle. That's just me, but it's no longer a trickle, right? So I'm like, so I pause immediately, like eyes like brightened up. I'm like, what did I do? Did I do so? So now I'm like questioning everything. I'm like, did I do something? So I was like, you okay? I'm nervous, y'all. Like, fellas, especially. I'm walking on eggshells. I'm like, dang, did I gotta remember, did I do something wrong? Did she find something from 15 years? Like, what happened? So she's crying. I'm like, what's wrong, baby? And then I guess, what you want to talk to them about, like what you were feeling? Because even to this day, I'm still a little confused. We processed it, but I think I still can't articulate it as well as you probably can. Like, what were you feeling in that moment?
So I made it very clear this is not any fault of your own. Like, you didn't do anything,
right?
But I just felt like this overwhelming sensation, and it startled me as much as it startled you. Like, I was not expecting that. But I think just in that moment, I knew I needed to rest. My eye was hurting, and I knew that watching the show with you would cause me like great discomfort. Like, I just needed to close my eye. I didn't need a screen at the moment.
Exactly.
But I also, because our day was so crazy, like, I also needed to spend time with you. You know what I mean? So I was like caught between a rock and a hard place, and it's like, what do I choose? And I felt like me taking rest was some kind of like punishable offense.
That's what I feel. I lean more towards that than the, like, you still needed the time. I feel like there was this like guilt you felt.
Yeah,
that's
you was like, yo, just go to sleep. You can fall asleep on the couch.
Yeah, it was this weird guilt you felt of like letting me down.
Yeah, I felt bad. Like, he really wants to watch Ozark, and he's more inclined to like stay up to like 2 o'clock and watch something, even if he has to be up at 6. Whereas me, I like my 8 hours.
You don't gotta be putting my business out there in the streets like that, because I'm not feeling like.
So he's good. Like, he's committed. Like, I don't care how long my day was. We're gonna watch 20 minutes. If that's all we can get into right now. He's really committed to like watching something, no matter what the time is, how late it is, how early. I thought it was we were
committed there.
But me, I like my 8 hours, so I'm more likely to say, I'm tired. Let's just go to bed. Tomorrow we're not as busy. The girls will get to bed a little earlier. We have, we can start watching a little earlier because I like my sleep. This man is a robot. But I felt
I get sleep.
Half hour. I felt guilty, y'all. I just felt really guilty, and for me, it made me think. Like, I had to dig deeper, because it was more than Ozark. It was more than Ozark. It was more than the sty that I had on my eye. It was like, okay, what deeper rooted, like, what is this? Why do I feel this way?
Guilt sensation you feel about not watching?
It's just the result of just trauma that Black women have to deal with, subconsciously, clearly for me, subconsciously, or just like blatant and outright. There's just this trauma that Black women wrestle with internally, that we just think that we're superwoman and we doing it because we got to do it. That when the opportunity presents itself where we are able to get rest, it's like, no, don't you rest what? You know what I mean? So I think that's what my deeper issue is, like, just being a Black mother, the demands that it has attached to it, and being wife to a Black man, you know what I mean? And me trying to support you with all that you have to go through inside and outside of the home. And it's like, rest. No, either you working or, you know what I mean?
Wow, that's heavy. And I mean, I think it sounds like something probably many other women don't know that they're dealing with, or they deal with, but even if they're aware of it, they still wrestle with it.
Yeah.
And I think women, black women in particular in this country, especially because it's Black Heritage Month, and I think we need to like uplift the voices of black people, especially on our pod. And I think what you're saying is probably resonating with almost every black woman, in particular mother, who probably hears this. Y'all are the nurse at home. You are the tailor that sews the clothes back together.
Everything.
You are the chef. You are, I mean,
the
not
janitor.
that's the thing. You're the janitor, right? Like, you're not, don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean I'm not doing these things.
Of course, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think for some reason, the kid's natural inclination is to say, hey, mom.
Especially because we have daughters.
I'm hungry, right? Yeah. I think we have daughters, right? So, yeah, they come to you. But I think also, not to like put out all of our business out there, but like, you're not working right now, right? Like, we're trying to build this brand. We're trying to build our clothing line and things like that. You're not working at all, outside of like freelance tutoring and things like that. So that's something a lot of people don't know. Right. Yeah. So like a lot of that brunt does fall on you because you're home, but
stay at home mom.
it doesn't mean that needs to be internalized as like your identity.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the confusion comes in, not with you, but I think a lot of black people and black women and mothers in particular, the roles that you have to play or fulfill get somewhat like coagulated, if that's a word, with or if I'm using that word correctly, it gets muddled with identity. So like the person I am starts to get merged with the roles I have to fulfill or the duties I have. And I think when you get a chance to step outside of duty, you feel like you're vacating identity.
Wow.
Sorry, this is what I do.
This is what you do. Yeah, that's
when you step outside of the things you have merged as who you are, you feel like you're letting yourself down too.
I'm left with nothing.
You're left with nothing. Even though here's the deal, but here's the kicker: like, you have so much more to offer, right? So here's what started to happen to me though, because I want to move on with this. What started to mess with me was that night I had trouble sleeping.
For real?
I was up like,
nah.
All jokes aside, as the man of this house, what kind of soil am I fostering here that makes you feel like you can't step away from something? And it hit me. And once again, I have to reiterate that these are not issues that are solely representative of black people, but I think they're heightened by the black experience, if that makes sense.
I agree. Yes.
So like the way Malcolm X says it, like if America gets a cold, the black community has the flu or has pneumonia, right? I think some of these are parental issues in general, mother and father issues in general, husband-wife issues in general, but they get heightened because of the history of the black experience, right? And for me as a black man, what I started to wrestle with was, what kind of environment am I fostering here when I come home that you feel like you can't step away from something, that you would feel that much guilt to like not meet a duty with me to watching a show?
I mean, it's really not like a duty. Like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not an obligation, but why'd you feel obligated? What am I doing that doesn't make you feel like you could chill? Or maybe it's not my fault. Maybe it is you, and I am creating the right atmosphere, but how am I not affirming? Yeah. So it's like, dang, as a man, am I coming home from a long day of class, work, meetings, back into class, scheduling shows, rehearsals, studio sessions, writing sessions, back into class, work, and I'm coming home, I'm giving y'all all the time I can give, but is my time callous? Because there's so much demand on me as a man outside of the home. Especially, once again, as a black man, do I feel unseen and unrecognized? So I'm coming home hard. Pause. I'm coming home callous.
No pause.
You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, no pause. I'm coming home hard.
No,
I'm sorry. Don't come home. Yeah, don't be a pervert. All right, this is getting perverse. All right, here we go. Listen. So I'm coming home in a way that like is callous. I don't think I am, but is it coming off that way because I'm trying to decompress from all the societal weight outside of the home? Trying to, you know what I'm saying? And that's what used to happen to our ancestors, right? And this is where it gets into like Black history and stuff like that, right?
We carry that trauma.
Exactly. Genetically, I think like there's a reason, like, especially those in like the church tradition. And I know we got jokes in the, you know, the newer generation of like how deacons and deaconess and trustees like used to like the president of the mother's board, they would like take their positions with so much pride and so much, why they never wanted to let go, why they stuck with their tradition.
President for 30 years.
President for 30, like what organization keeps a president for 30 years?
Like mother stepped down.
But they don't want to let it go. But it has a lot to do with them not having power outside of any dynamic of their life. Man. They go to the white man's job. They get spoken to anyway. They can't ask for a raise or they'll get fired. They go and protest in the streets. They got white cops beating up, right? Like, so it's this repetition of their power being debased. Yeah. And it keeps happening. So the only place they find, they coming into the Black church and they hold on to those positions, right? Same thing happens. Fathers and things like that, when especially with like old traditional homes. I know that's not like the construct of many homes nowadays, but old traditional homes, like you coming home, you working all day, you just think somebody owe you something just because.
I want my hot plate of dinner on the stove.
You've been the one, right? So you have
my shoes and socks.
Right. So you not coming home with no sensitivity, no awareness of your wife's emotion. She was working too.
Yeah, you outside work. You working all day. She keeping your house in order. Like it's a full-time job, especially now for me where I'm homeschooling Zara for this school year, and then like you said, we're also building. So while you're out doing certain things, I'm at home working to build. The personal, to build, and we do more than one thing. So it's like we're building, and I have to balance myself. I have to balance my child. I have to balance my clients. I have to plan. You know what I'm saying? So like you're working outside, and I'm working inside, and it's like you get home. The kids are getting ready for bed. We both need rest. Like we both need rest, and you know what I'm saying. Like you do make that space for me. I want to make that very clear. I don't think that you are callous. You come home and it's
something
like,
I had to think about. Like, dang, I don't know, because it like just came out of nowhere.
That pressure is not on me. Like, if I feel very free and open, like I know that I have the space. There's plenty of times where I text, I'm like, I'm ordering Uber Eats. What you want? I'm not cooking tonight. I'm tired. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Like
how much you need? Like,
that's it. I'm not doing it tonight. You know what I mean? So I know that space is available for me, and I'm grateful that you've made. You give me the space to rest, but I don't.
But we still got to work on that though.
It's definitely
because obviously it's something suppressed, right? Or it's something that comes from something you've experienced that just hasn't been unpacked enough. You know what I mean? And I think it's listen. I feel, I don't want to get teary eyed, but I feel very, very blessed being married to you. You know what I mean? But I also want to make sure that like I don't get so content with how blessed I feel that I am overlooking or assuming you feel as blessed.
No, I do.
But I know. But when things like that happen, it's like, what the hell is that? Why is she crying right now? You know what I'm saying?
It came out for a reason. So now we know it's an opportunity for us to, in the coming days and months and weeks or however long it takes to fix it. You know what I mean? So it was weird. It was awkward. It was unexpected.
But that's that parental guilt.
But it gave, now we know that this thing is here and now we can work to problem solve it.
Yeah. And I feel some of that guilt. The other day, I just had a long last couple of weeks with a lot of things that I'm planning that I can't share everything just yet, but a lot of things that I'm planning and working on behind the scenes and my music and stuff like that. And just a long last couple of weeks, you know what I mean? With work and everything like that and school and wore me out. And like, I felt myself being like short fused with the kids, not like yelling, but not wanting to be bothered with them. So like, Daddy, can you do this? And I'm like, oh, I do not want to do this today. You know what I mean? It's like, normally I'd be way more like willing. Yeah. And it, once again, it goes back to that parental guilt. And it's like, we got to find time to make sure, and this came up in the previous episode, but we got to make sure we're creating those boundaries. Yeah. Y'all go and check that episode out. Create boundaries as parents, because if we create boundaries and don't stick to them, this will be the
you cry when you want to watch.
You know what I mean? And we're up against not just what parents go through generally. We're up against what our people have gone through historically.
Yeah. It's like a double-edged sword.
Exactly. So the construct of our like our genetic response,
and it's real. It's
so
a
that
real thing.
pressure of trying to be successful, trying to do this, trying to be right, trying to do this, trying to love you, trying to create time. Whew, it starts to get weighty.
Yeah.
And we don't always know how to work through it. But let's pivot towards that. Like,
I think,
how do we get out of that? Or is it avoidable, that parental guilt? Like, how do we get out of it? Especially as people of color, especially as Black people, to not feel the weight of trying to, make everybody proud. Cause that's what our people have gone through. We got to please massa. We got to please the family. Got to please the husband. Got to please the wife. Got to please the kids. Got to please my boss. Got to please my supervisor. Got to please. We're constantly trying to feed the community, feed people with our essence. And we got to be recharged. You got to be rejuvenated. So as parents, as Black people, just in general, on this Black Heritage Month, what do you think? How do we get out of that?
I mean, personally,
cycle?
I don't know if it is avoidable. Just working and just the demands that come with adulthood and parenthood and marriage. I don't know if that guilt, if it's cyclic and it just cycles around every once in a while where you feel the burnout and then it's just like, you just deal with it when the time comes. I don't know if it's avoidable. I don't think there's a real yes or no question. I'm leaning more towards no. It's not avoidable. But I do think one way to not necessarily get out of it, but to manage it, is to just be self-aware. You know what I mean? When you feel yourself getting to that point, it's just, take a step back or put things in place that will work for you. Put a system in place where you are getting to that place of burnout or guilt that you can step back and say, okay, let me I have a membership at this massage parlor. Let me go get my monthly massage, or let me do this. Let me do something for self to recharge and just remove yourself from the demands and the weight of responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, set something up that you can look forward to, so that when you feel the heaviness building, okay, here's my time. I got to do this.
Got you. Yeah, I agree. Self-awareness is key, but I think. Excuse me. I'm sorry. My bad. For all those that say God bless you in the comments, thank you.
Nobody say that in the comments.
But I think self-awareness there's like a precursor to that, and I think we can't overlook the value of like therapy or counseling of some sort, like whether you have formal counseling, like an actual therapist, or just somebody that you lean on who has expertise or some kind of wisdom and experience that you trust. Because I think what that does is it helps us unpack and audit our history, both our family history and then our just like societal, genetic, African-American, Black people's history. Because when we audit that history, especially the family construct, what's changed, what's different, more non-binary families nowadays, does that make a difference for like children and how they're reared? How do we shift into more ownership and things like just so many conversations that have to be had, that it requires a thought partner and somebody with expertise to bounce these ideas off of, to sort of unpack, okay, my mom or my dad was like this. This is why I'm like this. Oh, okay. I feel this guilt because my siblings did this to me. Like, right? Like, I feel like I can't let nobody down because when I was in college, I let my parents, like, there's things we got to work through to then inform how we know how to be self-aware. Some people don't know how to be self-aware. They just think their feelings are justified, and they might be justified, but they don't feel like they have to unpack why they feel it. Right? Don't matter who it offends. Doesn't matter who it attacks.
This is just how I am.
This is
Take
how
it
I
or
am.
leave me. Like,
take the storm.
No.
Yeah, take the storm with it. And it's like, no, you can be an adult and manage your feelings and work through why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that like therapy or counseling of some sort, formally or informally, I think is super important to couple with your self-aware. I don't think they have to be decoupled. I think they can go together, to couple with your self-awareness thing that you brought up. Do you have anything else that will like maybe help people, especially parents of color, work through some of this like guilt that we feel of having to show up for everybody?
Something that I still struggle with and I'm working on daily is feeling like I need to supervise my the kids' every move.
That's specific to parents. Okay, yeah. I got you.
I'm at an age where they're at an age where I can trust them to play independently. Like I can send them to the park outside because we can see the park from our our window. Or if they're playing or watching TV or whatever it is, like I feel like I need to be like sitting on the couch watching with them, or like I can't go in the bedroom to read for a few minutes because if they need me, I don't want to be like too far away.
Yeah, that happened just the other day.
Okay, but I'm getting there.
Nah, because you got me tight. You got me tight. Like the other day, I was like, "Yeah, I'm cutting you off. I gotta take." Yeah, the other day, I don't remember what you were trying to do, and I was like, "Why don't you just do it?" Like I was confused why you weren't doing it. You was like, "Because the girls are in the living room." I was like. I was like, okay. And then you was just like, I gotta be that supervised. I was like,
I said I gotta watch them.
You said I gotta watch them. I was like, watch TV? No, you do not. I was like, our girls are mature. They're not destructive. They're very responsible. Then I'm like, you don't have to watch them.
Really
so it's like that ability to check yourself or have a accountability partner to be like, because you're taking space from yourself.
No, seriously, I was, and I did not have to. Whatever it is specifically that they were doing, I did not have to be there for it.
And you didn't realize until I said, I was like, you don't.
They don't need me for it. He's like, if they need you for something, they can come get you. They know where you are.
They know where both of us were at the time.
Know exactly where I am. Yeah. Or if they need a snack, like they're big enough to go like get a cup of water or like a snack out the pantry. They don't need me there for. So yes, say all that to say like supervise. It stems from like some personal fears. You know what I mean? Like again, it's me feeling like, am I being the best mom? Like if my kids need me, I just want them to see me and know that even if mommy is sitting here reading, at least she's here. You know what I mean? I feel like if I'm in another room, I'm not present, even though I am. So that's
how deep you want to go.
We got this. These are supposed to be our closing points.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's gonna be quick.
I can make it quick.
Make it quick.
I think it has something to do with like your relationship with one of your parents. Somebody that's present in the house but not present for you emotionally, and you never want to do. I
don't want my kids to feel.
You don't want your kids to feel that,
and still kind of feel.
And still feel right. Like he's there, but is he there? Right. So now it's like
we're gonna talk about this later.
Yeah, I mean we go to therapy. I wasn't trying to put your information on blast, but you brought it up in a previous episode, so I figured I say it, reiterate it.
But man, there goes them cycles.
But there it is, and right? So it's like you're trying so hard to not be that you're also overdoing. You could also cripple them,
man,
right, and not let them grow. So
that's crazy.
And we both have that. It seems like yours are coming out in this episode, but y'all don't think that this is some session for my wife and like I ain't got no problems. I got problems. I got a whole lot of them. Okay, so I think that that's heavy.
I don't know.
You ain't ready for it. Here's the last one I want to say to help us get out this cycle. We gotta read, man. We gotta read. We have to read up on the things that we're challenged with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like we have to like engage our mind in journals, articles, literature that have to do with the things that we struggle with. Like if I'm not good at something or if I'm struggling with something, I got to figure out why. And I got to figure out, does somebody have more expertise that could help me out, that could support me, right? And we got to find literature that's connected to the stuff that we struggle with so that we know how to unpack why we going through what we going through. And some of that guilt cycle of like, oh, I got to be here or I can't be here. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff I'm not saying it'll be completely assuaged, but it'll at least be things we can manage or learn.
Learn how to deal with.
How to manage, how to identify when it's like rising up. It's like, okay, I need some space now because I feel this trigger happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
This was a heavy episode, but happy.
Happy Black History Month.
We still
Black
celebrating all month long. I hope that y'all have been celebrating, that y'all will continue to celebrate not only for this month, but every day. You know, every day is highlighted this month, but man, every day is worth celebrating our culture and our heritage and our history.
In the words of my boy Marcus Aaron Pass, Black History too big for February. You feel me? Oh God, the bomb.
All right, y'all know what time it is. We getting ready to wrap it up.
This or that. Let's get
into it.
Imagine how much better this world would be if we showed everybody love the way we wanted to be loved. We would comfort them in their pain. We would give them space when they need time. We would share in laughter their joys and their successes. See, love is one of those things that we confine to only good times. But when you show love, it pierces even through the darkest moments. So wake up every morning with the intention to show love worldwide. Free the souls.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Who's starting, me?
Sure.
All right. So we got, would you rather get an extra hour of sleep or just some alone time?
Both of them.
With the alone time, I'm asleep.
All right, I'm ready. Dang.
All right, here we go. Ready, set. I got alone time.
I got sleep, but I'm not like fully convinced. Yeah, I think for me, because, you know, just in transparency, this is something that I'm still struggling with, capitalizing on my alone time. Like if I have a moment, like if the girls are outside or you're not home or something, if I'm like in the house by myself, I feel guilty for like just sitting down and reading.
We got work.
So I feel like I got to do something to make sure that when y'all get back, the house is good. You know what I mean?
But it'd be good.
It'd be good.
Yo, we gotta work. We gonna have to work on this. This something we gonna revisit in the next couple episodes. Give progress on how these guilt cycles are being broken. Because
I promise
you're too good of a mother and a wife to feel like this.
Sometimes I just like pace around and I'm like, nah. If
Here's my thing though. No. All jokes aside, I'm gonna say this real quick, and then we gonna finish this or that. I feel like you have too much to do that you are working on.
But
you got a book you're working. Oh shoot. All right. You got a book you're working on. You have clients that you got to prepare lessons for your Zoom sessions. Like, there's no need to feel like there's nothing to do. Because you have self-fulfilling things that you can do.
But if y'all are not there, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, just chill. But I can't. I don't want to work on my stuff. I want to just chill.
We're going to give y'all updates on how this is going. Because we're going to make sure that we break these guilt cycles. Because listen, when I get the chance, as much as I'm giving myself,
he bums it.
Don't give me a Saturday with that to do, because I'm telling you, when I say it's nothing gonna be done,
he doesn't do that.
Besides washing my black behind, there will be nothing done. Not a push up, not a song lyric, not a jumping jack,
not a dish in the sink,
He don't do I'm gonna tell the Uber man to leave it, and I might leave my key outside, tell him to let himself in. Put it on my couch.
I'm not in the mood. We're moving.
Leave me no alone.
Would you rather? Oh man, would you rather have another baby or a pet?
This is easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2.
Baby. Oh yeah.
No.
Let
me stop.
All right. No.
Y'all thought it was an announcement.
It's not.
Let me stop.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty easy for me. I like dogs, but if I'm gonna be putting all that care, shout out to all my dog parents, no disrespect, but it's gonna be for another human. Just a lot of care goes into like a pet, and I'm like, if I'm gonna give it,
let me at least do what I'm used to doing, like something I have what I know what I'm doing. Like, I could raise another baby. I can't start fresh with an animal. Like I've never had an animal.
Wait, first of all, I mean, rewind. Yes, you can. So first, like, it's not that far fetched because your children have been asking for a pet, so it's not like it's not something we haven't considered. You can.
If I had to choose, though, it's like, let me do something I've done before where I have experience rather than start fresh with something I have no experience.
Hey, the thing about parenting, though, no disrespect to dogs or cats, but they don't live as long as kids. So just know that if you pick another baby, life just goes. I mean, that role lasts a lot longer.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all right.
Last one.
Let's go. Comfortable silence or incredible conversations? Comfortable silence or incredible conversations?
Why you always finish first? I feel like we be writing the same stuff.
Ready?
Yeah, okay.
That's because I just put IC, incredible conversations.
I spelled in conversations. I spelled conversations out.
I'm a leader. I find more efficient ways to do things.
And when we do have like really in-depth conversations, they're fairly good.
Yeah,
so I don't want like.
I want to be with somebody.
We have both though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to be with somebody that, and I urge y'all to be with. I urge y'all and admonish y'all to be with somebody that you could have comfortable silence with too.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like
had to pick.
Comfortable silence just, it's good to know that I can have it, but it doesn't get my life to the next level.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Incredible conversations open my mind up to the next level. Mm-hmm. So it sparks something to get me into a new dimension in life if it's a good enough conversation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, that's what I go with. Yo, you already know. You see listen, best things in life are free. We also got the Pan-African edition, freethersoulsclothing.com. Follow us at This Functional Family Podcast as well on all social media. What, you guys on?
I want to shout out Dilly Did It.
Oh, shout out Dilly.
Shout out Dilly Did It. She's a young entrepreneur. Y'all follow her on Instagram. I believe her IG is Dilly Did It. If her website is up and running, the merch, dillydidit.com.
That's like, Dilly on her shirt.
That's Dilly, little Dilly. I think she's like 8 or 9. But yeah, follow her page, show her some love. Young entrepreneur. Let's uplift her, build her up, and all that good stuff. Facts.
Shout out to Dilly Did It. Shout out to her mom for raising a young entrepreneur, young queen. Yes. You already know the vibes. Listen, we getting out of here. Y'all continue to enjoy your Black History Months. If you're not Black, find a way to make a space to celebrate and uplift the voices of Black people, whether it's through your establishments, your businesses, your conversations, your classrooms for educators. Find a way to just uplift the voice of Black people because we've contributed a lot to this country. And don't you ever forget. Peace.
Okay.